Good morning, Facebook. I just wanted to get up this morning. Well, I got off work, so me and my little brother was debating this Colin Kaepernick situation last night on Facebook with a few of my white friends. And I just really wanted to make this video because tension gets high on things like this, and people don't really listen and hear each other out. I understand that everybody has a right to their opinion, and some people could be offended on his stance. But if you sit and listen to why he said he done it, and you evaluate all the things that's going on in America, you have to understand why he done it. Don't mean you agree with it. Black people throughout history have protested oppression in white people. Back when it was segregation, you had Ray Charles, he said he would not perform anywhere where people were segregated. Now, was he wrong? He felt like, he didn't say, I hate white people, I don't like white people. He felt like it was unfair that blacks and whites couldn't interact. You know, they're paying their money like white people. They should be able to sit and go wherever they want to go and vice versa. So he took a stance that I'm not going to perform anywhere where people are segregated. And it's clearly racism. And it's happened throughout Ali. Man, Ali went and fought for this country and boxed for this country and won gold medals. Now, white people loving him and cheering for him. Get the gold, get the gold. Then he comes home and he can't order at White Castle because he's black. So the man goes on the bridge and throws these medals that he worked hard his whole life for off the bridge because he was that hurt and scarred. That hurt and scarred. And it's like, it's mind-boggling that white people can't comprehend and see that. The frustration, the anger, the confusion, the hurt that's in the black community and black people. You know, it's not hard to tell when you're not being treated equal or your people's not being treated equal. But the reason I'm making this video is because I want my white friends and my white family to open up your hearts and really listen and understand why, in hindsight, minorities and people feel the way that they feel. I love all people, all races, and all color. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody because of the color of my skin. You know. So with that being said, I'm going to break it down for you. Now, you got white people who's coming out and they're saying, well, he's wrong because soldiers fight for his freedom. He makes millions of dollars here in America and yada, 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 this and that. So he doesn't have a right to not stand for the flag. Okay. Then people saying, well, you should leave America. You should go back to Africa. All kinds of crazy things, you know. And if you really follow certain sites on Facebook, you see the pure racism come out. Pure evil things, you know. The N-word, killing, this thing, all the crazy stuff that comes out. Okay. So we already know they're racist because that comes out, you know, right off the bat. Okay. But I'm talking to the white people who say, well, I ain't racist, but he shouldn't be here if he feels that way. He shouldn't sit down and protest the flag. Now, here's the problem I have with these white people who say they're not racist, but they're coming against him for sitting down for his people that he feels like is being treated wrong. First off, we'll look at the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For all people. Anybody can see that does not stand for all people. Blacks are a minority in America, meaning there's less blacks than whites. But yet, the number is very close to how many unarmed black people are getting killed versus white people. Unarmed. If that number was any way close, vice versa, if it was so many black cops killing unarmed white cops, it would be a bigger issue. It would be a serious bigger issue. But I don't want to get off topic. Here's how I'm going to prove to the white people who say these things that if you're not racist, you can't be double standard. Okay? You feel this way toward Colin, but here in Kentucky, all these white people and all my white friends who's saying so many harsh things about him, Donald Trump's made plenty of racist statements toward minorities, brown people, even women. But yet he's got plenty of supporters. I ain't heard white people coming and saying he shouldn't be able to run for presidency. He should have to go to another country. It's not patriotic. But he says all kind of crazy stuff. Okay, and let's not even use him. Now you talk about the soldiers who you say Colin is degrading. Well, we have a lot of African American and other races and brown people who fight in our military, Navy, Army, Marines, and then they come back home and they see racist white people, Ku Klux Klan, still protesting, and we all know what they stand for. Confederate flags, racism, hate signs, niggers go home, no niggers here, go back to Africa. But these soldiers fight for their freedom to protest, and they protest. Now, all my white friends who's talking about Kaepernick and degrading him and saying he should go back to Africa, you could leave the country, whatever you're saying, show me where you stood up for black soldiers and people who fought in this country for your freedom, my freedom, everybody else has died, and they have to come home and look at racist pricks, talk about go home niggers, still wearing sheets, still wearing KKK appeal, and still being racist. Look at that double standard. Really look at it. Show me where it happened here in Kentucky when Trump was here. It was all on TV. Black people protesting with their signs and just peacefully protesting. And white people by the packs of them, hundreds of them, pushing young kids, assaulting them, pushing them, shoving them, cussing them out, spitting on them. Now, Colin did none of this. He peacefully protested. I'm not going to stand. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not standing. And he said, when things get better, I will stand again, showing that he don't hate his country. He just wants a change. But show me, white friends, white family who have a problem with Colin, show me where you fought, where you had something to say, where you stood up against white oppressors and racists and hate that's in America, and they're talking about blacks, and that's all blacks, the soldiers that fight and come home and have to look at this on TV, have to witness it, have to hear it, after fighting for these people. Show me. Kills it easy. You can't and you won't. When I mention it to certain people, they change the subject. You allow your people to be racist and protest, and you're fine with it. But if a black person stands up to oppression in America, then he's this, he's that, he's a thug. Well, he should go to Africa if he's not happy here. The same thing can be said. Native Americans, this is their land. Not white, not black, not Mexican, not Indian, not Chinese and none of that, Korean. This is Native American land. So if you're not happy with the right to protest and the freedoms that's for whites and blacks and all people, then you should be the one to pack up and leave America. Y'all have a blessed day. I hope this helps somebody, that you can see it from another person's perspective, walk in somebody else's shoes. Because like I say, and for my white friends and family, until you live in a country where you're the minority, where your people are oppressed and treated different on jobs and everything, I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to win no award here. Being biracial, I've experienced racism in my life. I'm not even 100% black. Look at me. I got a white person nose. I got hazel eyes. A lot of cops pull me over and stuff in white on my ticket. I look more white than black. But yet, when people know that I'm black and they see blacks in my family, me and my brothers have been called zebras. We've been called all kind of stuff when we lived in predominantly white neighborhoods. We don't go through it in the hood. Black people don't call us names. Black people don't call. I can go anywhere to any black event and they know I'm half black, I'm accepted. But there's some places I can go, even being half white and half black, I'm not going to be accepted. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. And what we've experienced in this country. I love my country. I want to be proud of my country. But do I agree with everything that it does? No. Is it still plenty of hate and cruel towards minorities and black people? Of course it is. And I pray today that it'll change, but it won't, because it's taught by ignorant people. You got ignorant mothers and fathers who teach racism, and brothers and cousins. Nobody's born racist, man. Nobody's born racist. Nobody's born to hate somebody because of the color of their skin. It's taught. It's a sickness. It's a disease that's taught that cripples and handicaps people, unfortunately. But y'all have a blessed day. I hope that this helps somebody, and I'm just being honest and truthful, man. Like I say, you can't be one way. America's free, so he has a freedom to protest. And so if you're gonna protest, if you're gonna be angry at him for protesting, I'm fine with that. But next time you see racist white people holding their flags and signs downtown at City Hall or at any event or rally, you should be just as upset and irate. Dear white people, you should be just as upset. Not just when a black person protests peacefully, but what about when white people protest peacefully? God bless.